And you are back on the Tortoise and Hare experience. Oh, that's right. Another show. Another shoe. You just heard Big Fresh with Paralyzed. You can find them facebook.com/fall preview, which I don't get. Why would a band not like have their Facebook the same name as their band? So
yeah, maybe they couldn't get it. Maybe somebody already had that.
yeah. So I thought that was weird.
They could have done a slash something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's a weird, quirky song. So, and which, reminded me of our guest.
Yeah, he's quirky.
Very quirky coming in. We'll get to him in just a second. Experiences, as always. We'd like to start him off. Max, I think it's your turn.
Well, we have been going through an interesting time. I'm not sure what's going on in our planet, but we're having earthquakes and hurricanes and
a planet's being a planet.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
So, I live up on the hill, and I was lying in bed, and all of a sudden, it felt like a truck slammed into my house, and like my pictures were falling down. The dog went nuts. I'm like, what did I eat? Like, man, why am I rocking things right now? But it was an earthquake, and I was not prepared for it.
When was this?
And this was, the other day.
Really? I didn't feel it at all whatsoever.
Yeah, it was in Westwood, and it wasn't a very big one. But anytime that you experience that, because I lost my house in the '94 earthquake in Northridge. Because I had a house up in Calabasas, and it went off the foundation.
Holy
there.
Cow!
Yeah, it was crazy. So you always have that thing, and we live in California, so we're kind of used to that. And I grew up in Florida, so I'm used to hurricanes, but the amount of hurricanes and with Irma and Maria and, Jose and all of these back-to-back hurricanes and the California earthquake, and then Mexico had a huge earthquake too. It's just out of control. I don't know what's going on, but I really think that everybody needs to send good energy out to our planet and for total healing and, wipe out whatever negativity it is that's trying to just wipe us all out. Because I really think that it's just a mass, I don't know, just killing people off. What do you think?
Oh, you know what? It's really funny. I think I think it was George Carlin that said this. And he's like, everybody's worried about the planet. Guess what? The planet's going to be fine.
Yeah.
The planet's going to withstand everything. It's us that are not going to be fine.
Right. It's just wiping people out.
Yeah.
I was so many deaths. The flooding and it's crazy. It's a crazy world. I'm concerned for our listeners.
I know you're a Floridian.
I am a Floridian.
Did you have anybody affected by the Florida?
Well,
Florida? Florida.
My brother Alex is one of the heads of FEMA, so he's involved with every catastrophe that there is, 9/11 and Katrina and all of that, and he was on duty for Irma and now for Maria, and the images that he was sending out were horrible. My friends in the Keys, and we have a place down there, and that's all. The Keys are wiped out. All of my brothers and sisters live down there, and it's it was very frightening. I was on the Weather Channel nonstop. That's all I watched. I'm obsessed with watching weather now.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so concerned.
Well, you should be.
Yeah.
It's where you grew up. It's where you lived. You have people there.
But, I was while I'm paying attention to the rest of the world and the hurricanes, all of a sudden, we have an earthquake. Crazy. Got to pay attention, people. Protect yourselves. don't hang pictures over your bed. That's what I learned last night.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. Am I allowed to talk?
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was waiting to get introed or anything. I didn't know
It's
what
cool.
Sorry, that's why I was just sitting here quiet, like, is he going to contribute? I'll contribute. I just didn't realize I was allowed to. Yeah, I was going to hang a photo literally over my bed. And it's a gigantic portrait of, like, Bill Murray as a commander. It's like a full buddy of mine gave me that recently. And I'm like, after last night, I'm like, I'm going to put it on the other side of my wall just in case it falls. It'll fall on the TV.
Yeah.
Much less
Or,
important.
I'm gonna put a poster up.
Have
with
something
tape.
that's softer. Nothing
Just imagine
glass.
laying in bed and just pins just start falling by your ear.
Yeah, and you're a Floridian too, so you know.
I am, and I was born in Florida. I am a Florida cracker as far as
Florida cracker. Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
you know that came from, right? That term. Do you know that term? Do you?
Well,
It's not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. There used to be a lot of cattle driving in Florida, and they would drive them from somewhere, I think in Atlanta, all the way down to Florida. And the guys that would crack the whips, they'd say, "Here comes the Florida crackers."
Interesting. I thought it was cracking.
You thought it was
coconuts.
a pejorative term for white people.
No. I thought it was. Coconut crackers.
No. Although there's an alarming amount of people that die every year from falling coconuts. I remember reading it's like 40 a year, and I'm like, 40 people. Now every time I go to like an island and stuff, I look up because I'm like,
yeah, you got to make
because
sure.
you realize that thing's gonna fall 15 feet and it weighs 10 pounds.
Yeah.
It's gonna crack your skull open.
Yep.
We were talking to a guy with sunglasses.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I like this.
You never
I'm
know
always
where he's
wondering, like,
looking.
unless he smiles, is he asleep? That's what I assume.
No, don't assume that. He's just looking at you.
No, you're right. I'm completely asleep sometimes. I'm just like.
No, I wish I've learned, it's taken me this long in life, I can turn my brain off. Like, when I need to just shut it off, I can
Wow,
just
I wish
go.
I could do that. I can't do that.
I mean, it's hard. Drugs help. But, like, if I just need, like, I can just stare at that clock right there and eventually I'm gone.
Yeah.
And you got to snap me back into it. You know, I don't know if it's years of smoking pot, but it's all, when I want to go into my own head, I can. So it's a nice. Yeah, man, the world's scary. You got to go into the place you're safe.
Yeah, where is that?
Inside my head?
Well, that's not safe for me.
I know, I've had conversations.
It's bouncy in there.
Stop. That's because you've done too many fucking horror movies. You damaged your brain.
I know.
You know what's funny, though? I would think doing horror movies would make things less scary for you because the limited horror, like I've done one horror film, and now I'm like, when you've been covered in fake blood and you watch it in a movie, you're like, that just looks like a pain in the ass and scary because, like, she's probably wearing her clothes.
Right?
Those are her clothes.
And they're ruined now. And the amount of staining that goes in with the blood and how long it takes to get off your skin is just incredible. Have you ever been covered in blood?
Shorts. Like fake blood? Like Hollywood blood?
No.
Oh, we'll have to do that.
No.
I had this movie that I was just in. I doubt if anyone sees it, so I'll talk about it. You know, it's one of those like, well, maybe if it comes out. But the one of the scenes is in a dream. I'm getting a blowjob from a demon. It's not a real BJ, obviously.
Darn.
Yeah,
I know.
Right? I'm a meta actor. I was like, we did it kind of, you know.
I know some demons.
But and then she turns into a demon, like she's dancing sexy hot, and then I look down and oh my god, she's a demon, and then she eats my guts and crotch out.
Aww,
so they had to
love
put
when that
like
happens.
in the shirt. It was like a t-shirt because it was a dream sequence. I'm wearing the clothes I went to bed in. So I'm wearing sweatpants and like a gray just random Hanes shirt, and it's just covered in like this oatmeal meat consistency that's red.
Yeah.
It took 4 washes to get them both finally where it doesn't. It's not. There's no stains anymore, and you can still kind of see a little. But they're house clothes.
Well, you know, I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but you can charge the production for your wardrobe.
I'm still waiting on a paycheck. I'm still waiting on a paycheck. I'm still waiting on a paycheck. More is asking for a lot.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those like I'm just happy to get the money that I was promised up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie was fun to do in the sense of it was a lot of experience that I gained. But I was, if I knew more details going into it, I probably would not have done it.
Yeah. So, but real quickly, I'm going to get over to Turtle's experience.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We got chatted.
Because,
cool.
yeah.
It's all right.
You just, like, you know,
That's
Chris
fine.
Cope in the house, jumping in
guest.
on the mic.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's completely fine. Don't worry. My experience has been, I've just been growing my hair out for like over a year now.
Yeah, you need to cut that.
And now it's starting to look like it's finally growing. I've had this. I've been growing it since like November of 2016.
What's your intention with this mop?
Just let it, be what it is. Just let it have a life of itself.
You're just not gonna bathe anymore.
You know what? I was reading an article on hair, and it said that the worst thing you could do to your hair is shampoo it. So I cut out shampoo and conditioner. The only thing that I'm treating it now with is just water, because it strips away all the oils in your head and in your hair. So I was just like, all right, screw it. I'm like, that's one less thing that I got to pay for. And let's go au natural. And I think it's been working out pretty well.
Okay. We'll see how that, works out for you once it gets even bigger.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Don't cut it, man. It works with the chops. Really. You look great. You have an entire image.
Right?
So why fuck with that? Can I
Thank
cuss?
you.
I don't know what I can say.
You can say anything you want, except for you look great. Because
I think he looks great. What?
oh,
I get you're
good
supposed to
God.
just be mean to him, but
Oh,
for
no.
watching an episode, I get the format. You just walk up and drop right on him. I mean, I got your back, bud.
Thanks, man.
Because
Appreciate
she's
it.
pretty, she thinks she owns the world.
I know.
Well,
She doesn't.
you
I own it. Come
In
on.
the Wassa Castle.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't know. It's just the mutton chops thing.
No, that's the best part.
Right?
No, they're just out of control now. They're so big.
Yeah, nobody's doing it.
You have a cute face. You can't even see it anymore.
That's because of the sunglasses.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're wearing 17-inch aviators.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but he always wears them.
dude, it looks great.
Thank
what
you.
are you talking about, Max? Like, okay.
She doesn't understand the look that I'm going for.
I get
Yes,
it loud
it's
and clear.
homeless.
I get it loud
Homeless
and clear.
look.
You do.
Yeah, man. Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aye.
So the experience has been a little polarizing. Some people either love it or some people either hate it. I get a lot of people that are just like, I could never do that. I could never just wake up and just let my hair just be what it wants. And I'm like, well, someone has to, So it's been fun. It gets a lot of attention, needless to say, except for when I'm at work. So when I'm at work, I have to wear a hat. So my hair is all over the place with that. And they're just like, you might have to get a hairnet. And I'm like, why? I'm not even next to food. They're like, yeah, but you serve it. And I'm like, I'll be fine. I'm like, I got chops. You're not going to make me put a hairnet over my chops,
Somebody should. Your whole head should be
just covered.
Just in a bag.
under
What is wrong with
control.
Yeah, just in a bag. I should just walk around in a bag. That'd be hilarious.
you? My only thing is, how greasy and smelly does your hair get now that you don't wash it?
It doesn't, because I just pour water in it. That's it. It doesn't get greasy.
My hair gets really greasy, and I also
Sorry.
have really bad psoriasis on my scalp. So I use a medicated shampoo. So there's no way I'm getting off that. Otherwise, I would have just ridiculous flakes and crappy scalp.
Yeah.
I've also had the same haircut since I was 15.
Really?
Yeah, just short, buzz on the sides typically. I buzz now because the gray hair I'm getting rid of it.
You're like 26.
You do not know how old I am. You have no clue of my age. If that is your guess. You're
That is-
far off the thing. That's why I purposely don't put my age online. Online, I say I'm like 117 years old.
Yeah.
Just because I always watched the show Highlander as a kid. And I always like,
Yeah.
it's like, what year were you born in? April 7th, 1270. Show does not hold up.
I hate that, they put your age out there. And, like, if you go and you look me up, it has, like, 4 different ages for me.
That's great.
And
I add them
it's
together
like-
and your mean age. I looked at your mean age, which makes sense right now the way you're treating him.
Oh. I'm not mean to him.
I like how you're like, put out positive vibes in the
Right.
world. Cut your fucking hair, you beatnik. You nothing.
I want Turtle to someday have a date. Someday.
It'll eventually happen, right?
I honestly think that look will get you laid faster than cleaning up.
Thank you.
You're on crack.
Thank
Like,
you.
you already
Can we
discussed
cut that part out?
You're
Tell me never smoke a glass. I don't need you to tell people that shit. Tiger's blood.
Tiger's blood. So we just shared an experience. Feel free to share an experience that you've been going through.
I don't know. It's been a 4-year experience.
Okay.
Since moving here, it's just, I barely have free time. I enjoy constantly doing things that are fun. That's my experience. It's just doing fun shows like this, doing stand-up, doing acting, just constantly just trying to see how far I can push myself creatively. That's my experience. Because I moved here with an intention and a goal, and I'm still achieving it. So there's not much, time for fun. I do take time to relax and stuff, but my experience is the journey of what I'm doing.
We had fun the other day.
Yeah, we went to Rocco's.
We went to Rocco's. That was a new experience. I had never been there.
True. I've been there before. They got really good linguine and clam sauce. I kind of regret getting a pizza.
Yeah.
Because I just rarely do you, find a good.
They didn't have too much food for me, unfortunately.
I know, because you got the celiac and the. I'm sorry, I should have
all
picked
the
somewhere
stuff,
better. That
the
was on me.
things. But I really liked the place. I love the bartender. Was the bartender's name?
Chris.
Chris.
Same name as me.
Chris was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Good
he's a
memory.
guitar player. He's a guitar player because he sent me some of his stuff. So.
Dick pic.
No.
Is that the move?
Instagram?
I don't. You know what? Max doesn't look like a dick pic type of girl.
I am not. You do not. Never send me that.
Yeah,
or
well, I
you'll
mean, don't.
immediately
I mean,
get
like, I
deleted.
would say dick pics are for women of my generation.
And they don't want it either.
I would send you like a dick letter. My dearest Max. And then it would just be an outline of a much bigger dick.
Yeah. Every day I get some sort of naked picture from somebody, and
I almost want to write that down. Don't let me forget dick letter.
Yeah. Oh no. It's saved forever. on there.
I know, but like,
Yeah. I
you
know.
smoke pot.
Yeah.
Like, I say things in a day. Like, I'll say 5 jokes in a day. And my buddy's like, why don't you write that down? I'm like, write what down?
What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I was doing comedy for a bit. You know what? I still am, but it's it just whenever it comes into my life, I could do it. And when I knew I was gonna go do a set or something like that, I'd be saying stuff, people would be laughing. This is just before. Then I'd have to pull out my phone, write it down. And after a while, everybody just got really annoyed with that. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but that was funny. Like, I have to write it down. If I don't, but there was, sure enough, a lot of people were just like, dude, you need to just stop doing that. You just need to like.
Was this on stage or just
It was just in general, just like.
Fuck them, right? Who
Yeah.
gives a shit? Inspiration comes at. I mean, I get sometimes joke ideas laying in bed, and that's the worst. Is whenever my mind gets to wander, I'll come up with like a really good like setup in my head, and I got to write it down. And there's nothing worse. You're about to drift off to sleep. You're about to drift off, and then it hits your head. You got to get out of bed. You got to turn the lights on. Your eyes have already adjusted. And you got to sit there and write out this half thought. And the next morning, you're like, I got out of bed to write bro cream.
Bro cream.
The fuck did I mean? Like, that's why now I do voice notes. My phone's right next to my bed, so I can just lean over and make a voice note, and I can give myself way more detail of what I was thinking with the note.
Yeah.
And then I sit down once a week and come up with the note ideas. When I have the tweets that I have, and just see if I can shake a gem out of dog shit. You tweet jokes all the time and just see what works.
How long is your stand-up show?
It depends on what I mean.
Like you get like
Yeah, if
10
I
minutes?
I headline club, so I do like an hour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a lot of material.
Yeah, I have one album out now, and I'm halfway through my finished writing my second one. So
Yeah.
and I mean, you see, and I love comics that have put out like 5 specials, because I'm like, that means you've pretty much written probably 7 or 8 or 9 specials. You just edited down. I mean, I probably wrote a half hour, 45 minutes before I wrote another hour that I put on an album.
Yeah.
Just because you just gotta, you get away from writing. When you first start, you write easy jokes. You write jokes that are just, easy. And eventually your writing gets better, if it gets better, and then you keep getting better.
Yeah. I'm really close with this comedian, actor, musician, slash Hal Sparks. And he was telling me that he does like 15 minutes of prepared, and then everything else is just off the top of his head. Complete improv.
I will do that too. But like lately I've been so charged with, I put a fire into my ass of writing my next album. So it's like I will avoid trying to riff a lot on stage, just because I'm like, these jokes have to get reps.
Right.
I've got to make these jokes better. But as I do these jokes, every time I do them, they grow a little bit. Because you come up with a tag in your head and you're like, oh, let me try that tag real quick. Oh, that works. Great. Now I just added 12 seconds to the joke.
Right.
Or just something magical happens on stage and you just say something. You weren't even thinking, your mind just says something, and then it gets this laugh. You're like, where did that come from?
I made an audience member write down a joke that I said off the cuff one time. I was like, can you write that down for me? Because I wasn't recording. And she was like, haha, I'm being serious. Get a pen from the waitress and write that down. And the crowd loved it. They're just like, I was like, what was that joke again? Let's do it again. And it's fun. It's freeing when you're on stage. When you know you can be funny whenever you want, it's I'm at home on stage. I will sit down. I don't gotta dance. I don't gotta do anything. Just gotta sit there and talk into a microphone, and I know my cadence. I know my it's whatever I want. I write dick letters.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Dick letter.
I can't wait till you read
I don't
it.
send dick pics.
I send dick
I
letters.
send dick
It's
letters.
just an outline.
I would much,
of another- someone else's penis.
no woman.
That's a tweet.
No woman wants that.
Don't.
Nobody.
You know what? You know what I hate, and I never did this when I was writing, is I never sent out my stuff. And people are like,
Really?
oh, yeah, because I was like, no, I'm like, because this is for me.
I like it because it time codes it. Because I've had to call someone out for doing a very similar joke on Twitter that I had, and the guy was like, well, when did you post yours? And I'm like, 8 months ago. So unless you can, and I screenshotted it and go, this is my joke. Stop doing my joke. And I screenshotted, and the guy took it down. Now, whether or not it was parallel thinking, or he saw it and decided to come up with like his Pepsi to Coke version,
right?
But I was like, bro, I got a timestamp that says October 10th of 16. That's my joke. It's so I do it for that reason only.
Yeah.
And it's just a good gauge because what I think is funny is not what other people think is funny. And instead of going on stage and wasting a bunch of time trying stuff out, I do Twitter. If it does really well on Twitter, I put it on my Facebook, which is way more a harder sell. The joke, because almost all my friends on Facebook are comedians. So to get 100 comedians to like your joke, it's got to be a fucking good joke. Yeah. And then if it doesn't good on Facebook, I take it on stage. So there is a process that I use because I write shorter jokes. So it's, if I was telling stories, this process wouldn't work. And when I do have a story, I just tell it on stage 100 times, and maybe it shakes out. Maybe it does. Maybe I stop telling the story.
You know what? There was a story that I wanted to pitch you that I thought was the most hilarious thing, but this is like this would only, I think, work here in LA. And a while ago, my friend called me up and he's like, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, nothing. And he goes, I have tickets to go see Roger Waters. I was like, all right, let's do it. He's like, yeah. He's like, you just pay for the gas, and he's like, I'll give you the ticket. You pick me up. All right, cool. So we go to the concert, and I don't know if you guys saw Roger Waters this year or not. I'm just okay. So like he has this whole like cool like video thing in the back, but he also did this thing where like he's using this light, but he's using it as a drone, like a drone light, and there's like helicopters like, and then it's just like piercing through the crowd, just putting a spotlight on.
That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. But the only thing is, it was meant to be looked at as like, this is scary, like Big Brother is watching you. Look at what our government's doing. But because it was LA, you had all these people like, hey, me, put the light on me. You know what I mean? I just thought, yeah, and I was like, only in LA would people want like something maniacal on them because it's, casting on them.
I'm for the one government if I've got a good position. Listen, can I be on the network TV?
Right.
Strength through solidarity.
So I just thought that joke would only work here in LA. You know what I mean? Or just
no, it makes sense. I think LA has a stereotype that's known across the country. Because I make fun of LA when I'm on the road. I make fun of everything. I make fun of Florida when I'm here, and when I go on the road, I make fun of LA. Whenever I'm gone, I just shit talk those in our room. I don't shit talk anybody. When I make an observation, it has to be so painfully obvious, or at least true, because I hate when someone's like, "Well," I'm like, I don't want to hear that when I have a joke. I want the logic to be sound as well as the punchline. Going to jail is not fun.
No.
It works for it's great in the past tense. But when it happens, it's the scariest thing, man. My biggest thing is always, well, you can take my car. Yeah. It's like when you get your car impounded, that's where the money starts to really crucify you. Otherwise, you just get an arrest. You go to jail, you ROR the next morning, or they give you a ticket. I've been arrested a few times where I got a ticket. Just a cop was like, I'm not going to drive your ticket to jail for no reason. Here's your ticket. Show up in court.
Okay. Well.
In Florida, yeah, because I'm also very nice to the police officer when, the one, my very first arrest was not that one. That's just the way the jokes are set up. My very first arrest was in my hometown. And
maybe you could learn from these things and not get arrested anymore.
No, I'm going to keep smoking pot in my car.
Yeah.
They're all smoking pot in my car. Every time I got in trouble with the law, it's getting pulled over for some sort of speeding or running a stop sign, and then my car reeks like marijuana. It's ABC. It's ABC every time. Not in California because it's damn near impossible to get pulled over in this state. I don't play on my phone when I'm in the car. You know? That's why I moved here. I got very tired of...
You're getting arrested.
Yeah. when you're starting to learn cops' names on first name basis.
It's like, hey, Chris, how are you
Mike!
doing?
It's good to see you again, bud. It's in the trunk. Well.
Yeah.
Same place.
Haven't learned my lesson.
Yeah. You guys are smarter, but I really give you a lot of credit. I'm an idiot. No, I mean, all mines are misdemeanors, so I think the cops just get very, especially lately in the last few years, the cops get way more cooler when it comes to pot. And I lived in a college town, so it's like they wrote 30 weed arrests a day, for pulling kids over and their car smells like weed. And you know what? It's just weed. Like you said, it's medicine.
Yeah, for sure.
It helps me sleep, and I do breathing exercises too to help me sleep because that's the hard time is for me to shut my mind off at night.
Yeah. I have a wonderful thing for that. It's called Ambien.
Oh, no, my grandpa used to take that shit. He used to walk around like sleepwalking on Ambien
Really?
and shit.
I do interesting things when I don't remember, and yeah, that's not good.
I refuse to
snort
do
Ambien?
stuff like that.
What?
I don't know. I was just thinking out loud.
Yeah, snort Ambien.
I just be like, wow, how fast do you got to go to sleep?
Holy cow! Why does your brain automatically go to snorting something like that?
I don't know.
That's
What are you trying to
terrible.
imply?
That's terrible.
My mind just goes in 100 different directions. That was just the direction I spoke about.
I think Ambien is, you're putting yourself to sleep with a pill, and that's not just natural,
No,
Nothing in my body is natural.
The
The dog.
Yeah, right. We're all like,
I'm pretty sure those are natural, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about
Mentally, chemically.
Yeah.
chemically because
Oh, yeah, you're about as off balance as me on a log. Yeah. It's a fun joke when you say it back out loud.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that.
Do
we're
it.
giving him a whole new record.
That's great. That's great. No, I appreciate this. Saves me the hour of work I got to do later.
Is it work? I mean, it just doesn't come natural,
I mean, I can't sit down and go, all right, it's time to write jokes because I don't think creativity works like
Right.
that. I had a job when I first moved here where I was writing jokes online, and I had to do 50 jokes a day.
Holy cow.
4 days a week for
Holy
not a lot of
cow.
money. But they were all headline short jokes. Like you get the headline,
Right.
and then I type in 3 punchlines, move on to the next headline. You could put your own headlines up. So I just got really good at writing, short, fast jokes, and that skill set develops. But like writing like stand up is different because there's more complex nuance to it.
Of course. It's very in depth. Because you're not just there for like 2 seconds. You're like, okay, I got to fill. It's not even I got to fill an hour. It's just like, it's complete decompression from yourself and from your view of the world as you're telling it to people,
I agree.
It's
It's got to be relatable. It's got to be funny. It's got to be in the moment. Like there's 100 different levels of criteria you got to hit with stand-up to make it great.
Oh, yeah.
And even because there's some guys that go up there and work a crowd and they still. That's why they don't want to stop barking because you keep feeding.
I know, but I can't get him to stop barking.
You have Ambien.
Arrow.
Yeah.
Give your dog an Ambien.
He'll
I'm
fall
not
asleep.
giving up my Ambien. Do you know how hard it is to get?
A doctor?
Yeah.
No, yeah, but if you take one more than you're supposed to, you can't get it. Regulated.
Oh, so you'd have to wait that extra day to not. Does that make sense? Is that
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
go through the whole
30-day cycle of whatever, and it's like you can't go on day 29 and get it a day early.
Right, you can't.
Well, then you can't sleep.
No, I can't. And if I don't sleep, then I have a
You don't
flare.
have a TV. It's right there. Guys, I need a sober friend. I forgot that you didn't. I could have sworn I was like, this didn't feel like, because you never feel like you're a TV person.
Yeah.
You seem like you're always either reading or working or both.
Well, I do. I sleep with the TV on because.
Oh, my
Um,
mom and sister both do that.
Yeah, it's
you
the
do that?
noise.
I fall asleep, yeah.
I have
Sometimes.
an app that lets me play storms
Mhm.
and like creeks, babbling creeks and stuff. And Man, does that put me right out.
See, that doesn't work for me because I
Storm,
immediately
really? That would never. That's why I love Florida so much because I slept so well. Because it rained every goddamn day.
Yeah, but
I
for
love
a
napping during a
storm,
storm.
I'm immediately thinking, well, I wonder what the waves are doing. So I'm like, surfing. In my mind, I'm like, I can get up and catch a, dawn patrol or something.
It is weird, though, when you have it, because I left it on one night and it ran the whole way. It just kept running while I slept, and I woke up the next morning, and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's raining outside. And I got dressed as if it was raining outside. And I walk outside, and I'm like,
oh,
the fuck? Raining. So I've decided.
Does it make you go to the bathroom?
No.
Because you know how that sound of water is going to affect your...
I mean, I pee regularly, so my body knows it's up.
Yeah, I pee too much, if anything. You could just leave it like that. I'm picking you up fine. Oh, okay. Don't worry about it.
Everything.
Yeah. I'm just like, dude, like the way
so it's like in the bedroom. It's like, it's drooping again.
Yeah. I got the compression just perfect.
Is that a problem?
Sweet. No.
That's good.
Unless I accidentally take too much heart medication.
Yeah.
And then it's not a problem in that respect. It's more of a, I can't reach my goal.
I'm not going to comment on that.
No, yeah, it's the byproduct. I've had an aneurysm. And I take 2 different heart medications every day.
Holy cow. What's wrong with you?
One's like a beta blocker and one helps your blood pressure. But yeah, the aneurysm just is a genetic thing.
Okay.
I had it at 27. It either kills you or it doesn't. They saved my life, so. But, yeah, if I take, because I've accidentally, you forget, did I take it this morning or didn't I? And I'll double up and then you go to have sex and whoop.
So you got to have the little pill box.
I do, like, and then you still get disorganized. You still forget.
Don't be disorganized. That's the thing.
I can't help it. You know what it's like.
No, I'm very organized.
I am too, but it's like even still, I always operate at a level that is right above I can't control. I can't handle it. That's where I want the train almost off the track because that's where I feel most comfortable. Right. Like barreling full speed, just... Okay, one mistake and the fucking thing will derail. And that's the way I live. That's mine, My buddy says I play paper football with my life. Because like when I set a bong down, I literally will set it on the edge of a table. Just because I'm like, it may fall, it may not.
You're crazy.
Probably.
The smell of bong water is disgusting.
I will never let you touch a bong ever. I'm like, you stay away from every
If it's not my bong, if it's not my bong, I will show the utmost respect to someone else's piece. I'm not an animal. Right. God damn it, I live in society. We live in society here. No, I'm just saying like my own. I play paper football with my life. And I am a little bit cuckoo.
I'll take the points on that. I'll take the points.
I've never used one of these bong things, right? So,
right.
But my daughter is a little weed head. So is that
little,
what they're called? She's,
little.
Yeah, she loves her weed,
yeah,
and
it's great.
she works for a lot of these.
Yeah. I follow all of her snaps. They're great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I followed her. Yeah, your daughter's real attractive.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
which makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if your daughter came out looking like me, I'd be like, how ugly was her father?
Pretty ugly.
To bleed through. That is, wow, okay. Just didn't even hesitate to throw that hand out there. Just like, monster!
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So she's, out there with these contraptions, and now they do dabbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dabbing's crazy.
I like dabbing.
Scares the living bajunkas out of me.
As a grown-ass man who gets to play with a torch every day, I love it.
No. But now my brain is so tuned into the sound of a torch, like that sound, that I immediately know when she's doing it. I'm like, Danny!
That's hilarious. I want to hang out with Danny so bad.
Well, she's in the other room.
Oh. Damn it. I got 18 minutes. I can do one dab. And I'm going to go to this other cooking show and just like, what are we making? I don't know. Are we now? Can we just bring Taco Bell? Let's just eat Taco Bell. What was I going to say? Dabbing's fun. To me, it's economical.
Is it?
Yes, because...
Why is that? I thought it was expensive.
I get a really good deal. I'm a deal guy. I cannot pay full price for things. It irks me.
Yeah.
And you're thrifty too. You're smart. But like I get my wax and I buy a certain amount, and I know I get the price that I like at that certain amount. And if I gotta stock up for a month, then I'm stocked for a month. I mean, I'd much rather have things that help me sleep and relax. But also, I just do one dab in the morning, and I won't need to smoke for like 6 hours. And I'll keep that buzz, or I'll lose it, but I'm fine. And then when I get home after a show or whatever, nice big old fat dab, and then I slumber off, It's great. I actually smoke. I spend less on weed since I've been smoking dabs than I did when I was smoking flower, and that's less flower in my lungs. It's just the oil and however much butane I sucked in doing
Right.
it. But I think that the butane burns off because it burns at such a high. My torch burns, I think, at 1,200 degrees.
Don't you ever get worried that is rather close to your face? And
Didn't we just have this whole conversation
Yeah.
about paper football?
oh, okay.
I'm lucky I'm not doing Russian roulette while I'm smoking weed.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever done the dabby do?
I've dabbed. I don't dab that much because when I do dab, I'm just
Yeah, the thing is, you
I'm
either
somewhere
gotta
else,
do it
man.
all the time, and it becomes how you handle things. Like like you're like
yeah.
you either smoke weed all the time or smoke dabs all the time, because once you do it, like if I do a dab every so often and I'm mainly flower, yeah, I'm wrecked.
Yeah.
I can't
Exactly.
do anything.
How do you get anything done when you're?
You know what's weird? I look at being able to be high as a privilege, and I think privileges can be taken away without productivity. So I make sure that whether I'm stoned or not, I have daily objectives, I have daily goals, and I have to get them done. Otherwise, I can't enjoy the weed. I'll feel guilty. I've had days where I don't do anything, and I'm like, well, don't fucking smoke then. You're not going to be a productive adult. Don't get high. Don't add on to your laziness.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why weed is kind of a reward, because I'm like, oh, you know what? I've sent out 10 emails for work today. I tweeted. I did all these things that I needed to do. Daddy's having a dab.
Yeah.
You know? I don't call myself daddy.
Yeah,
yes,
well,
you do. Stop it.
I'm
On
just
stage
kidding.
every so often. It's just a funny way of doing it. How long did you do comedy for?
I did comedy for like 2-3 months, so I was able to get on stage 3 times.
Nice.
Again, you know what it is for me, and anytime I have a comic on, I just have a brutal work schedule where I don't get off of work till 10:30 at night, 11
you're saying
o'clock.
that. That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, and it's just like like I can't go into a comedy club and be like, "Hey, man, let me do comedy," because that's like headliner time. That's known people time.
No, I know, and then also a lot of shows don't happen when you get off work super late. Like
Yeah.
most shows are done by 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock.
Exactly.
Or there's, like you said, there's 2 shows, and by the time you're done, that is the headliner time.
Yeah. And that's not even, and that's just when I'm done. That's not even drive time to where I'm going.
Yeah, no, I would say it's really tough.
Yeah.
You'd have a better shot doing like a 1 p.m. open mic
Yeah.
before work
That's
than after work.
Yeah. Exactly.
At 1
That'd be.
PM. Really, they do that?
They're on Sundays. I do a thing. I don't do it, but I've done it. I don't put it on. That's what I'm saying. It's called a brunch mic.
Oh, right. They do that at Flappers, don't they?
They do a brunch mic at Flappers. There's a couple in Echo Park, and I mean, a couple Sundays ago, I did 2 sets before 2 p.m. One was just to a room full of comics, but if I can make them laugh, then the jokes work. Then my
Right.
jokes are, So, I mean, sometimes I just need to go somewhere where I don't care the outcome of how my performance is. I just need to hear these jokes out of my own head.
Do you think that comics are crazy? Like in general?
You just called me crazy 4 minutes ago. So, I mean, you have your opinion already formed.
Well,
No, I think we look at the world in a different light, so we just have a different view on things. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm an artist because I don't feel crazy, because I don't act crazy. I don't get super depressed. I don't have all these things that, like, other comedians I see go through. So sometimes I don't feel like I'm an artist because I don't have that, that.
But that doesn't make you an artist. I mean that doesn't.
No, but it's just such a qualifying thing in a lot of, like, almost in a stereotypical way.
Yeah, it's too stereotypical.
Yeah, so maybe it is good that I don't have it, but it's like, also a lot of comedians have terrible business acumen, and I have really good business acumen, so I'm like, sometimes I feel like I focus more on show business than show. But I still do funny stuff.
Yeah.
I always think about business because you have to. This is a long con,
It
well,
truly is.
I don't know if you saw the recent Jim Carrey.
Oh, I love that.
I thought that was so brilliant.
Good for her. That woman had no clue what to do. She's like, she's trying to argue, and it's like, he's decimating you. It's like, what are you going to say? This is all bullshit. This is all one giant jerk off. Who cares?
Right.
Although
it did go viral, and now she's like known like forever.
Yeah, so hey, call Jim, say thanks for the career bump.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't touch me with your penis. He's got 3 STDs.
Does he?
Yeah, he tried to he got sued in a wrongful death case by his ex-girlfriend's family because they're claiming, because it's called the Drug Dealer Liability Act, he got her the drugs that she committed suicide with. And one of the reasons why they think she committed suicide was because apparently she was depressed, but also, this is what I read in articles, he gave her STDs. And he was trying to keep that information from being public.
But you can.
But a judge was like,
cure
no.
most of those, right?
I think he has a couple of the ones you can't cure.
Tetracycline or something?
I mean, I know herpes isn't curable. Neither is hepatitis C.
Right.
I know chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis are all curable. I hope. No, I'm kidding. I have no STDs. I always say my penis is too small to reach the disease part of the vagina. I never went to school.
That's a good penis.
Apparently not.
It's just like, nope.
It's like, did you feel anything? No, neither did I. It's cool.
Yeah, girl, I ain't sick neither.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much for my brain to handle.
Come on. Stop.
No, that's not
Come on.
true.
Max doesn't have sex, man. Max doesn't even date. You know,
How do you know what I do? How do you know what I do?
Is this weird?
Nobody knows what I do.
This is coming from my brain of someone who's always been viewed by society as unattractive. Bigger people have always been given that, you know.
Come on.
I've never carried that cross. I think it's a load of shit.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, you know, I know my record. I hit real well. You know, and I got a really pretty girlfriend now, so I'm pretty happy with myself in terms of what I can get. But when people talk to me, it's genuine. There's rarely an ulterior motive. I find that because I'm a man. As a woman, I couldn't imagine every time a male talked to me.
Yeah. Holy cow.
How do I differentiate? If this guy just trying to fuck me, is he a nice person? I could not imagine being a woman because of that stress. That stress alone.
Harry met Sally. The whole Harry met Sally thing is, can men and women be friends?
I think they can because I'm 33. I'll tell you, I'm 33.
Oh.
And about 28, I realized I can't fuck every woman I meet. That was about my age. My brain goes, yeah, you know, you can be friends with them. You don't have to try to have sex with every single female you meet, Chris. And then life got a lot easier. And I have a ton of great female friends. And it's like, because I don't try to stick my dick in them.
Right.
You know? That's it. It's just simple as that. Just be their friend. Be their buddy. More women have helped me in comedy than men. Mm-hmm. And that's not, you know, that's not the reason why I have that logic. It's just, well, I guess I grew up with a mom. I grew up with a mom and not a dad. So it's just, I'm more akin to women. But you know, I couldn't imagine, like, it's probably hard to date. You're a very beautiful woman. You don't know if a guy's just trying to use you for sex and, you know,
well, I mean,
there's no woman that's like, I'm going to use coke for sex.
That's what dating is. It's, you're using each other for sex.
There's
you know,
also
companionship,
love.
Yeah, but
you know,
but that all comes together and
over time.
You know, but
when was the last time you went on a date?
For reals.
I
for reals.
Never want to talk about my personal
okay.
But I mean,
dating life on the
that's
air.
fine. That's fine.
But we're not saying, you know, who you went on a date with or anything. We're just like, oh,
because maybe I'm dating somebody that's out of town, and then I went on a date with somebody, and I tell them, then I'm blown out of the water.
Word, no, for sure, yeah. Don't blow your spot.
But I'm not.
Okay, how about this? Where was your last date at? Just out of curiosity. That's just curiosity. Was it a nice restaurant? Was it a? Now I got a question. Let's say you. Okay, can I ask you a question? Another question. If you go on a date, and let's say the guy doesn't take you to like Boa.
Yeah.
Are you mad?
Well, I don't like Boa because that's steaks, and
okay, but you get my point. A Boa-esque.
No, absolutely not. I would much rather have a guy be creative about how, you know, we spend our time together, and
than just throwing money at, like, showing you I can throw money at something.
Yeah, because I'm not for sale. You know, so I don't care how much money you think that you can put out if you want to hire jets and fly me off to an island. Guys have done that. I'm not impressed. My parents tried to sell me for 3 goats and a camel. I am not impressed by any of that. Dowry. Well, you know, no, it's not.
3 goats and a camel? Get out of here. You're worth at least a dozen goats and a harem of camels.
Oh, well, thank you.
Your dad just was selling you short. You hadn't developed there yet, had you?
Oh, yes, I did.
I don't believe you. Those things came at an early age. Trees that tall grow young. You know what I mean?
But
trees that tall.
Can you do this?
I bet you I can. But I'm not going to because I'm on the air.
Oh, and it's a lot more tasteless when you do it than I do it. Me, it's like, oh, fat guy's being funny.
Yeah.
You're like, a stripper?
Right? No, I've never been a stripper. I played one on TV.
That's funny.
I've played everything on TV.
Yeah, I was looking at IMDb. You really have had a very eclectic range of characters.
I have.
I love IMDb because it gives you such access to a person's like career. Like with Michael, I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Because that day I was like this scrolling, like, God damn,
Yeah,
you
for
took a day
five,
off.
days you can keep going with Michael Pare. He's just.
It's like one of those, like, you ever scroll and just let it keep scrolling and it's just like rolling. I'm like, I'm never going to be in a good actor. This guy's. And that's what like makes him such a great actor is like just the experience, that constant work ethic. Yes. You know?
Yeah.
Loved him in The Lincoln Lawyer.
I know. Wasn't that great?
So powerful.
Matthew McConaughey. Oof.
Yeah.
I love him.
So that's who you dated last. Okay, now we know stuff, guys.
No,
Tortoise the Hare just had a bombshell.
Deal.
No, Matthew McConaughey is married, and I don't date married men.
Anymore.
Or any less.
I love you.
No, but I seriously, I don't. If one of my girlfriends has dated somebody, I won't ever date them. I have a thing. It's like girl code. Do you guys have that? Do you have a bro code?
I'm Eskimo brothers with like two dudes on accident. Mm-hmm. One of them, this is before I was dating my girlfriend. I met this girl. I was staying out in a desert town, and I went on Tinder. And I swiped.
Tinder? Is that different than Tinder?
Tinder. Did I not say it right? I said tender. I meant tender. My southernness.
Got it.
My tender.
I
went on Tinder.
Soft girls.
Rubbed two sticks together. I found this girl, and we hooked up. It was the most casual sex I think I'd ever had. It was very like, go over there in the morning. She made me eggs.
Oh, you got fed.
And then you scrambled her eggs.
Yeah, right? The eggs weren't that good. And then I gave her a copy of my album. Oh. Just to be, like, my comedy album.
For the move?
Yeah.
Just like, hey, for the trouble. Thank you. You know?
Wow.
So I leave, and then my buddy who was working the same town texts me a picture holding my album in her house.
No.
And I was like, well, I'm glad I got there first.
That's just...
Yeah. No.
I hear that there's a lot of that. The comedy, like, girls.
I mean, I am very, very old now. Because I've been doing comedy. I started touring, traveling, whatever you want to call it, when I was 20 and a half. So I did my partying. Mm-hmm. And now that I'm 33, I go back to my room. Like, I have an email I want to draft. I'm just focused on the next thing. I'll watch highlights and sports highlights and go to bed. I just don't. Some comics still want to go out and get drunk after the shows. And I'm like, I've been doing this too fucking long. Right. I'm just over it, you know? So I'm no fun on the road anymore. I'm terrible to work with because I'm just no fun. My buddy calls me, Chris, I'll see you at the show, Cope.
Oh, wow.
At least you're at the show.
Yeah, I'm on time. There's never any issues. I do my job because I want to keep coming back. Also, a lot of guys, just because they go out and they can stay out and get drunk and they can sleep in the next day. And there's no, because you're on the road, there's no real, it's just performing. There's no set schedule unless you have like radio or any kind of other obligations of promotion. Your time is your own. And I choose to use my time more productively. That's it. That's all it is. You know?
There's a lot of bands like that too. When I was out on the road, we were out with like 9 bands, and some of them wouldn't hang out at all. Like Alien Ant Farm, in the beginning of the tour, they just showed up and played and were on their own. We never saw them. And then it became like, comfortable, and then everybody wants to hang out together.
Yeah, I think because like, especially the first, like I'm at a club or whatever, my opener, I don't know. Yeah, I would say by the third day I'm going to get lunch with them. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I don't go out after shows. So if they want to go out after shows, have a great time. Let's get lunch tomorrow. Text me when you wake up.
Right.
I'll already be up 3 hours, and at an early age, I was always told you're always a lap behind everyone. So you got to work twice as hard. Because I grew up real poor. My grandfather was always like, you're not going to have the advantage of someone else that has the money. So you're going to have to outwork them. And that was my attitude of, you may be funnier than me, but can you outwork me? Mm. Can you out-hustle me? And that's why I love LA, because this city is a hustler's paradise.